Hey guys, J77 here, doing a vlog news update, and this one involving something that was brought to my attention from a good friend of mine. I'm glad that he brought it to my attention because it is something that got me scratching my head. It involves James Holmes, the man who allegedly shot up a theater in Colorado, and according to reports of Huffington Post, by article and video. Apparently he tried to commit suicide. These were self-inflicted injuries, and from what I've been seeing by the news feed, this is not the first time that this has happened. The article said, though he was released yesterday, the judge accepted a request from his attorneys to postpone the hearing today due to Holmes' stay in the area hospital. Holmes is accused of shooting 70 people, killing 12 of them in the midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises on July 20th. The 24-year-old lawyer were deliberately vague about the client's medical condition. It is not a sample of margarine, public defender have said, and it is not something that will resolve itself by this morning. Sources told KOAA that Holmes stood on his bed and fell backwards, apparently trying to crack his head. He followed that by running headfirst in the jail cell wall, and the third try to hurt himself hit his head against the wall. The prosecution objected to the request to reschedule the hearing, saying that the defense needed to give an explanation as to what happened to Holmes in the Denver Post report. And my question is, why forget about his defenders trying to give an explanation? What's going on in the prison system right now? What's going on with him being detained? Is he being held 24 hours? And if not, did they put him in a place where they can actually watch him, monitor him? Because there's obviously there's a lot of questions comes to mind. If he is trying to take his life, shouldn't he be in a place where people can look at him, monitor him, evaluate him? Or is he doing this just so he can avoid having charges put against him, to pretty much cop a police an insanity case? So there's a lot of questions behind this. It's just not just one array of questions, but most importantly, I'm more concerned about the efficiencies of monitoring these inmates if they are doing this and they're not catching it. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm more in questions of, because this ain't the first time this happened. Obviously, he's doing this for a purpose, whether this to take his own life or basically stall the judge in terms of getting the procedures to get an actual trial in motion. So there's a lot of stuff that got me scratching my head. One thing is definitely certain: if he's trying this multiple times, it's very clear he needs to be placed somewhere where he can be monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because obviously, regular population, him being in a cell without no one monitoring him is just simply not working. To me, that's my main concern. If they have to put restraints on him at certain times, if they have to keep him locked up in a medical ward until at least his trial's over, something has to be done, because it's actually prolonging this situation. So is the prosecutor upset? Of course he is. He's mad that procedures are being slowed down. But at the same time, if I'm the prosecutor, I'm going to where he's being held and ask, hey, what the hell is going on? Why are you allowing this guy to conflict this much self-injuries on himself? How much, and does he really need to be placed in a medical ward where they can actually monitor him? Personally, I think that he should be put in a medical ward if he's going to do that, and let him stay there until at least the trial is done, because it's very clear that the guards they don't have the capability of monitoring this guy on a daily basis. But that's just my opinion on this. Other than that, do I think he's insane? Well, I tell you this way, he's not all there, but is it insane enough to him going to trial? I honestly don't know. I I can't really say. That's not for me to judge on that situation. But I'll leave the link to you guys. You guys can check it out yourself. If you guys feel that he's trying to delay justice, let me know. If you guys think that he should be put in an area in a mental ward where he can be monitored 24 hours a day. If by anything else keeping him from hurting himself, let me know. Or do you think that this is all just an attention to him to stop going to trial? Let me know that too. Until then, J77 saying, take care, be safe. I'll talk to you soon.